Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out big news. With us today, because we got multiple amazing press releases to talk about, is Tim Bieber. He's CEO of XR Immersive Tech, trades in Canada, the stock symbol VRAR. Gotta love that name, virtual reality, augmented reality. And for our friends in the US, under FNTTF, and even for our friends in Europe on Frankfurt under 79W. For those new to the story, as the name kind of already tells you, XR Immersive is building entire virtual reality worlds inside shipping containers and more. But that's the thing that everybody really knows the company for right now. And these become immersive theme parks. They call that uncontained. And a great way to describe it is it's a physical portal to the metaverse. More than just us talking about it, seeing is believing. So let's have you watch this great 90-second video so you can really understand what it's all about.
What makes it so exciting is this is the first time that we're going to be able to bring players into this preset container immersive VR experience. You don't have to worry about setting anything up. You got a parking lot or a bit of space. You can bring players in as an arcade style, and you can now have this amazing 5D VR theme park.
The overview effect is really cool. Like that sucks you right into it. Like, oh, I'm not Kansas anymore.
I was actually just looking at all the environments, forgetting what I needed to do at times.
The spaceship lifts, everything starts shaking, and you really feel you're part of like this spaceship. All of a sudden your seat goes up, you're forced to stand up, you realize it's go time, you start figuring stuff out. I mean, that was pretty cool.
Okay, we're back. Hopefully you really enjoyed that video, because every time I watch it, I never get tired of it. It's extremely powerful. Tim, welcome back, my friend.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to give you some of our updates. We did a corporate update press release recently, and there was there's a lot there. So I'm really looking forward to unpacking that a little bit and giving you some updates.
Well, the world of virtual reality, augmented reality, immersive experience, metaverse, it's all moving very fast. There are a lot of pretenders out there, George called Metaverse, who are trying to ride the ride the wave. But you guys are actually delivering on so many levels. That's why this is going to be a real fun update. First one I want to talk about is give us an update on the acquisition of Synthesis and the plans there, because this is a really exciting acquisition.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. So we brought on a very sophisticated team that's been deep in the VR space, and specifically, and obviously where we're playing is in the out-of-home entertainment space, location-based entertainment, location-based VR centers. So these guys created actually one of the first VR centers in the world in LA in 2016, and have been deep in this industry. So from a operator perspective, from building software applications that power these facilities, there's no one better than them. Their software is the gold standard in powering VR arcades, which right now they're powering over 300 VR arcades globally. They've got a marketplace of 325 game experiences that we license to those operators, and last year alone 17 million player minutes. So it's this is a big, sophisticated, cash flowing business. So the acquisition brought us that team, it brought us that cash, it brought us the experience, and it also two really exciting things is that it also helps to move us outside of the entertainment space. They've got one of the largest collections of educational VR content. So that's really exciting. And then it becomes the building block of our metaverse. As you said, we're really trying to make sure that we're not just throwing around a buzzword metaverse. We're really excited about building a metaverse. We're not going to say we're building the metaverse. That'd be ridiculous. But we're building. I'd
call you out if you did.
Yeah, and interconnecting those 17 million player minutes is of utmost importance for not only us but the VR industry, because the VR industry needs to move. Right now, it's a full solo experience. You put a headset on and you're in that world, basically just by yourself. What it needs to move is to something that we're more familiar with in the PC esport world, which is MMO, massive multiplayer online. So that's now cloud streaming games and cloud multiplayer multicasting experiences down to these centers. So that's something that we're really excited about.
And what does it say about XR Immersive that Synthesis, was happy to be acquired and join the family? That's got to be that should send a strong signal to the market, to shareholders out there, to your shareholders, that, hey, these guys have a fantastic business. They've got a great team. They got revenue. They're operating, and they want to become part of the XR Immersive family.
Yeah, we've merged their complete team in and scaling that team up. I think evidence of that statement is, terms of the deal are public and out there, but this was basically an all stock deal. So these guys, they loved the business model. They loved the vision that we had of creating a metaverse products, the software products, everything that we're doing well beyond just out of home entertainment. And they wanted in with us. And, frankly, we needed them as well. So it's been a really good union.
And I'll tell you something, it's great third-party validation, Tim, because even though we know, and a lot of investors out there know, you guys aren't throwing buzzwords around, the one thing that's difficult for everybody at home, even including me, to really assess is, how good is your software? How good are your products? Because it's such a nascent industry, we don't know how to compare it to everybody else. So maybe you got something good, but 99 other guys are better than you. This acquisition, you merged the whole team with Synthesis. That to me is the third party validation, because if you're out of date or way behind, they wouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah. And proof is in the pudding that these guys are one of the largest, if not the largest, powering 300 VR arcades all around the world. I mean, they are the gold standard in this software. So it's a SaaS software business model. There's two components to it. There's facility management. So if I'm a player and I want to go into an arcade and I want to book a session, there's reservations. Then when I'm in there, the operator is able to control all the different headsets. So he might have 10 or 20 headsets that are going at the same time, running different experiences. So that headset management is all part of that software. Then the billing, point of sale, and then there's the marketplace of all the games, 325 game experiences that are now licensable to all these locations. So this has been tech, relationships, and locations that they've been able to build up since 2016, 2017 timeframe. So it's invaluable to us, and it's just it's reach and a network that we never would have had without.
And like I said, you both need each other, because you've got your tech, they've got their tech, and also their locations. And now together, 1 + 1 = 5, it looks like. So I can't wait to see what that's.
Yeah, when you layer our board of directors, Alvin Grayland, president of HTC China, and HTC is the manufacturer of the Vive headset, which is the most dominant headset for sure in the location-based entertainment industry. But on a per unit basis, they've got more headsets out there than Oculus does. And then Kathy Hackle, the godmother of the metaverse, Stephen Dooner, Kevin Williams. These are big name people. Lance Priebe, who founded Club Penguin, which frankly was probably one of the original, if take Second Life out. But Club Penguin was potentially one of the original versions of what we're sort of seeing as the metaverse today.
My twin sons were right there in Club Penguin.
Yeah, Club Penguin was very influential.
What you've by the way, something I like that you alluded to is that they have the education side also, because when a lot of us think about this industry, we just think about games, right? Yeah. And that's going to be big. It's only going to get bigger. So we're not, by no means are we, downplaying that. That's going to be massive, but it's got to have, to me, it's going to expand to multiple verticals, and education seems to be the biggest and most important one near term, right? So big plans are hopefully on the education side as well to grow the business.
Yeah, so we actually just did a press release last week or a week before. A company called Victory XR had been a partner of Synthesis, kind of a minor partner of Synthesis, but we've really stepped that partnership up. It's been around actually another product that we've just released that actually allows streaming of Android-based content from within the center. So, you know, we can get into that later when we kind of talk about our uncontained OS and whatnot, but they've got a lot of Android-based VR content. And so that content now lives on the Synthesis network. So if I'm an operator, I've had many calls from schools, from homeschool parents, like, hey, can I come and do a field trip? I'm hearing about all these really cool VR experiences to take my kids to Rome, to take my kids to wherever, learn science. And they just haven't really had that opportunity. So now even just something as simple, the low-hanging fruit is now all of these operators around the world can market themselves to the local schools to come and do field trips. But then when you're looking at,
you could be a school somewhere and hey, come see the Parthenon, right?
Exactly.
You can't get to Greece, but come into one of these centers and let's do a tour of the Acropolis and the Parthenon.
Yeah, and the schools are always looking for those opportunities to have field trips. They're fun. They can't get this equipment in the schools themselves, so bring the kids to it. It's just another really amazing opportunity for these operators to drive more revenue and for us to have a more diverse offering that's not just the games.
My next question is going to be about uncontained, but before I do, I just want to go out on a quick side tangent because of what you just said there. It's easy for investors out there to almost get overwhelmed with VR, AR, Metaverse. They're hearing a lot about it. So they, sometimes too much information gets them lost. Do you think the market really understands how big VR is going to be, VR experiences, these kind of things, how engulfing it's going to be of our lifestyle over the next couple of years?
No. And so last week, Citibank just put out a study that revealed that they believe by 2030, which is not that far ahead of us, the Metaverse marketplace, the Metaverse industry will be a 8 to 12 trillion dollar marketplace by 2030. So
did you say trillion?
Yeah, trillion, 8 to 12 trillion. So these are, these are paradigm shifting technologies and worlds. And, as we move from, anybody's kind of heard from a Web 1, a Web 2 to now Metaverse is also being kind of described as a Web 3.0. We're moving into a whole other realm of whether you want to look at it as an internet, an immersive internet. So it's mind boggling, but we really like to communicate that it's quite simple and just break it up into phases. The first phase of the Metaverse is going to be simply 3 words: social, immersive, experiences. Social being interconnectivity, connection, making sure that, as I'm saying, all 17 million of these player minutes are all connected, so people can be playing experiences together within our network first and our Metaverse. Second of all, with immersion, until we've got glasses this lightweight that could be AR, there's no point in even talking about AR. That's at least 3 to 4 or 5 years down the road. Today we have VR. VR gives you an immersive environment, and then experiences. You look no further than Blizzard Activision and the acquisition Microsoft just made, right, at $68 billion. That's the largest acquisition in tech history. And they outright said that's to power, and that will be their Metaverse. Those games will be their Metaverse game experiences. So I don't think people really understand how big it's going to be and how capable we are and the VR industry today is in bringing Metaverse technology to the world immediately. And let's just call it a first phase. Like, we're all learning, we're all figuring this out. But if it's an 8 to 12 trillion dollar opportunity, how amazing is that for me and us and our investors to be there?
It's internet 1995, but going to move way faster, way faster. So, and I'm glad you got a chance to talk about that, because I want to make sure investors don't lose sight of how big this is going to be in 2030. It's just $10 trillion is right around the corner. Next up, Uncontained. We watched the video at the beginning of this. That was a product that really got people to noticing the company. I mean, and you know how much I love it. What's the update on Uncontained as far as the hyper immersive attraction and Uncontained OS?
Yeah. Okay. So that product, as you alluded to, the physical portal to the Metaverse, we have 12 LOIs. We soft launched it to the entertainment industry at a trade show called IAPA. It's the attractions industry and play products to be honest, I can't remember what the acronym stood for, but it's in Orlando. Every year in Orlando, the attractions industry descends on this trade show, 28,000 people. So we shipped the unit down, plugged it in, and put thousands of people through it. Got a lot of brilliant feedback. From there, we actually created a second version of it that we're going to be releasing this month. And this quarter, it starts to go out to the network of interest. So the first client is Audubon Indoor Speedway. They've got the LOI on 10 units. They want the first one to hit one of those 10. We're just negotiating with them on where first. But we're really excited that that's finally hitting the market. There's been some delays with it, but we've really just been trying to make sure we know that we've got a home run on this thing. So when it hits the market, we want to know that it's going to be kind of reflective of what we know it can be. But it's a product that's never been attempted before. The level of hyper immersion, and frankly, we trademarked that word hyper immersive. We're really, kind of getting behind that concept of hyper immersive, and then the concept of this physical portal to the metaverse. The other definition of the metaverse is to create experiences that not only look but feel like physical reality. So this, when you step into it and you've got a motion rumble floor giving you the sensation that the rocket ship is taking off, when aliens are attacking, you feel the heat, you feel the wind, you smell it from the scent effects. The partnership that we did with DTS Audio for the full surround audio system, you hear like you're actually there. You're 100% immersed in this experience. Everything that you reach out and touch and grab and push is there in physical reality. So this is, to this point, the closest that we could ever get to a metaverse experience, but it needs to be connected. So that's the next step of it, is connecting these experiences so that people are playing in them all around the world in a connected way, whether it's player versus environment or player versus player. And that's that's on the roadmap for the next part of it. But this thing launches. We've got the 12 LOIs. We've got a lot of interest pent up behind that. We just, we need to get it out there, and we're super excited to see it out there.
Look, even the current version 1, look, I get excited when I watch that video. I can't imagine what the reaction in Orlando must have been where people are actually inside of one. But the LOIs, 12 LOIs, again, validation that this isn't just a gimmick. This isn't just, you're hoping to get some interest in an inferior product in order to capitalize on a big trendy wave. You guys are delivering.
We're here. And with the technology that we're pioneering to make sure that we can interconnect the synthesis operators, synthesis players, these 17 million player minutes, that cloud serving technology, and uncontained within that network of those operators and within that metaverse network. This is all, it's all it all comes together, and it all lands under the umbrella of our metaverse. So as I'm saying, we're not creating the metaverse, and at some point, all of the metaverses that are being created, whether you're thinking about Axie Infinity or the Block Party Decentraland, and even if we lumped in Fortnite and Minecraft and Roblox, they'll all be connected at some point, and we'll have this persistent opportunity to move between all. But everyone's creating a metaverse. We really just feel like we're creating a very unique one.
Yeah, how many people have a physical? Because I haven't heard of anybody. There are a lot of guys building their own metaverses, and one day they'll all be interconnected. But I haven't heard of anybody else giving you a physical, real world experience at the same time, other than you guys. No,
absolutely nobody. So that's we really stand a chance to lead.
So can't wait until the first one hits the ground. And who knows, for Christmas, I might treat myself and buy one of the containers, put in my backyard. That's how much I love.
Yeah, we'll bring one out for you.
So Tim, Uncontained OS, how's that looking?
Yeah, so as I kind of reference all of the hyper immersive aspects of the container itself, we've been pioneering that since our company, the inception of our company, since 2016. All of the control systems that manage firing a fan and a heater and a rumble floor and the scent, all the buttons that you push when you're trying to blast away those aliens at the gunner station, those are all commands that need to be sent back to the Unity game server. Those commands all flow through our control systems, our boards, our modules. That's all, it's unique tech to us. We've got patents around that now filed. But what we envision is that as more and more companies, enterprises, universities, we're talking about training, education, but training, simulation, all of those kinds of categories will want this, these hyper immersive elements. So this as off-the-shelf tech that we're calling uncontained OS, because most of it is a software layer, but there's hardware associated with it. That now gives companies the ability to be able to have their own hyper immersive experiences. This has never been offered before as off-the-shelf opportunities. So that's really exciting and expands us well beyond the out-of-home entertainment space.
And that's so powerful because no matter how successful you guys get, unless you become Google or Amazon, you're not going to be able to serve the needs of everybody on your own around the planet by the time it becomes a $10 trillion opportunity in 2030. So if you can license the software for other applications in other parts of the world, that alone could turn out to be a monster business all on its own.
Yeah, you nailed it, 100%. Yeah, building these containers and building these attractions one at a time. It's impossible for us to scale to the level that we could scale if we productize the components that are within it and cast the net wider than the out-of-home entertainment space. So an example of that could be police training, simulation training, where you're replicating an environment that's, you don't want to have a dangerous environment, and VR training has already been happening. But what's not happening is providing the temperature, the rumble, the explosion, the heat. So if you're getting to a scene of a crime and there's explosions and you can kind of just smell the action, you feel the action. The retention of learning goes up near 100%. Right now with VR training, it's a 75% learning retention. When you add hyper immersive effects to it, it hits almost 100%. So muscle memory takes over. And when you're in those dangerous scenarios, you know exactly what to do because your brain feels like you've already done this before.
And the application is just endless.
The applications are endless. It's a museum exhibition. It's it's military. It's John Deere training people on how to drive their newest tractor. And these are applications in the shipping container or out of the shipping container. Options become limited. So we're really excited about that. But we pioneer these products and test these products within an environment where we already have reach and experience, the out-of-home entertainment, family entertainment centers, and then just kind of see where the market takes these products.
Kind of reminds me what IBM did in the mid 90s or so. There was purely a hardware company, and then they unleashed their software on the world, and that made all the difference. And IBM just exploded, and the software side became even bigger. But sure. I see that, and that's a brilliant strategy, Tim. Absolutely brilliant. Let's move on to HTC, because you kind of alluded to the HTC partnership earlier. You also alluded to Alvin Grayland, who's a president of HTC China, who sits on the board of XR Immersive, which is unbelievable. Some people at home know the HTC name because of their phones, but for those of you who don't, this is a $45 to $50 billion company. They're a leading technology pioneer in virtual reality. They've also got their Vive VR headset division, which is obviously making huge leaps and bounds. What's the update on the partnership you guys have there, Tim?
Yeah, so we're working very closely with them on working with their next gen, access to their next gen technology and headsets, and what we can do together on these hyper immersive aspects. But on the bigger picture, it's the Metaverse play. So connecting all these player minutes and connecting all these locations, and the ability to be able to stream content. So just like today, you would turn on Netflix and you're streaming those experiences. You haven't had to download all of those movies to a computer in your house. Right now, all of these, these operators have downloaded all the content, the 325 games that they want to let their players access, and those are resident within their location on premise. Now we move to a streaming model. So we're working with HTC and some other partners that will kind of announce shortly to make this more of a cloud serve and multiplayer opportunity, because as we move to the metaverse and have players playing with each other, they need to be able to see each other, and they need to be on a cloud served environment, and these experiences being multicasted. So HTC is very excited for that, because Alvin himself is a very large proponent internally and in the VR AR world on Metaverse. So it's a win-win for both of us, but it's a very large partner.
And again, third-party validation on two levels. You got HTC as the partner, corporate partnership, which on its own is massive. But then the harder one that I never see, that look, we've been fortunate to have a lot of small cap companies that have forged partnerships with big companies. That's great. But then having the president of HTC China on the board, and him saying in this quote, "Since joining their board, I've been impressed with their level of enthusiasm and dedication to providing unique, extraordinary, hyper-immersive experiences for their clients." I mean, he doesn't have to say that.
Yeah, Drew, I appreciate you bringing that up.
He's looking for a gig and looking for a job, right? He means that. So what should your investors take just from a statement like that alone?
That they envision big things from this metaverse play, this company, our hyper-immersive products, the reach and scale that we have across this synthesis network now. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's monstrous validation, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, that Tim, hats off to you guys, your entire team. I know you're the tip of the spear, but the fact that if anybody at home, small cap investors are trying to figure out, because look, there's GeorgeCom VR and there's all these guys, and it's hard. It's impossible to figure out who's who and who's the real deal and who's just putting together a Lego set. These partnerships, these board appointments, that says it all for me. And that's why I'm so excited about the future of this company. For me, I'm just gonna make my own personal opinion. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but for me, it's no longer, you're well beyond any question of if. The only question now is the degree of success of this company over the next 2 to 3 years. That's what these things tell me here.
Yeah, that's a fair statement, because everything that we're talking about here, we're launching. We're launching by the end of the year. I mean, they might not be the final versions, but we're putting these into production this year. So, we're moving fast with this, with big partnerships like HTC and some of the additional that we'll be announcing. HTC is working very closely with global edge compute and telco partners. And right now within kind of the 5G realm, telcos are looking for the 5G killer app, and telcos understand that the metaverse is going to be driven by fun, immersive experiences, games. And we just have a large pool of games and a large pool of operators that have VR enthusiasts that are coming into their centers, and we can start to utilize and leverage that 5G pipe that's out there, where other applications probably can't. It's potentially overkill for streaming a YouTube video on the train. Who needs 5G for that? But when you're talking about immersive environments, 3D immersive VR games, that needs a bigger pipe. There's latency issues there that 5G solves. And so those are interesting technologies for us to work on and provide practical application within these locations to have this technology being used. It's no longer is it theoretical.
I think I'm going to turn this video into an NFT one day, because I'm not kidding you, because I think people are going to look back at this video one day and say, Tim and George were giving us all the information, and some of us took it and did whatever. We can't give any financial advice, but some of us took it to heart and really did something with it, and some of us ignored it. But this got turned into an NFT where we're going to look back and say, remember in 2022, here's what we're telling you.
Yeah,
happening.
I like it. It's like we're kind of like, we're looking into the crystal ball. But Kathy Hackle on our board, she's been talking about the metaverse and been the proponent of the metaverse since I've known her for the last 6-7 years. And she had that crystal ball, and we've been leaning heavily on her as the quote unquote godmother of the metaverse. She's the one that has the crystal ball and where this is all going. So she's been a very, very instrumental asset for us in crafting all these plans.
Yeah, and I follow her on Twitter. She got an amazing following. She puts out great content. Man, just talking to you sometimes, my brain just feels like expanded to 3 times because I know what's coming, and you guys are able to execute within it. And we all watching this or listen to this have an opportunity to actually participate in it. It's awesome.
I like it.
So speaking of NFTs and all that, in that family is your crypto press release. I love the fact that you guys have launched a new beta program that allows operators. So this is going back to uncontained, right? So if I'm George Common Entertainment Center and I've got uncontained, an uncontained unit there, it allows me, I'm going to read the press release. It allows operators to harness the GPU power of the high power workstations of uncontained. And when they're not on, when they don't have customers, I can use that to mine crypto. Right? Yeah. It's a beta. Talk to us about that and where that's at.
Yeah, we're just excited to be pushing the envelope and really testing everything that we believe is going to be part of the metaverse. Obviously, the metaverse is going to have its own economy. The metaverse is going to have crypto that powers various experience collectibles through NFTs. So we've got a lot of that on our roadmap. But yeah, yesterday we were excited to announce this new beta program. Will allow operators to flip it on and off hours, because right now, overnight, early in the morning, throughout midday, when these operators aren't busy, these machines are just sitting there idle doing nothing. And in the machines that we have in the uncontained boxes, there's the 6-player experience. So there's a machine for each player, and plus 2 game servers, plus another kind of backup that's there working for the command control system. So there's a lot of horsepower in there, all loaded up with RTX 3090 graphics cards, which have insane hash rates when networked together within one unit, plus all the other units that we'll start to see out there. Plus then the next step of that is obviously across the operator network, 300 locations within our synthesis operator network. We want to perfect it first within the environment that we know we can control, but it's an exciting new way to show that these operators can get extra ROI and learnings in the crypto space as well.
It's in beta. When do you think that might? When do you guys think you'll have enough testing under your belt to be able to roll it out?
We'll probably start rolling that out next quarter.
That's fast.
We'll make sure that it works well and it's compelling. And when someone flips it on, it's it's not going to be a waste of time for them. But with the numbers that we've crunched, I mean, there's substantial revenue that can be driven, obviously not only for us, but on a rev share basis when we manage this. So it'd be simple, stupid, flip a switch, and we centrally manage it, and operators share on a rev share basis on that what's mined and what's brought in from that. So we'll perfect it and we'll launch it next quarter, and we'll start the next quarter launch it across the broader network as well.
Every step of the way is genius, man. And I don't say that very often. Trust me. Everyone who watches the GoreCon videos, I don't use that very often, but every one of these is just so smart. Something really cool is this relationship with Chris Ramsey, who's got over 6 million followers on YouTube. And you guys have created a $100,000 escape room with him. It's a custom experience. Again, seeing is believing. So we're going to cut to a short video here of Chris, because it tells the whole story. Roll tape.
Congratulations on winning those tickets, sir.
Thanks, Ace. The strange thing is, I don't even remember entering a contest.
Luck must be on your side, sir.
I guess.
The Hadrian Space Station has the most luxurious spa and hotel in all of Alpha Centauri.
That does sound nice, and I could use a vacation. These time jumps are starting to wear on me.
Approaching docking station. Prepare for vehicle decompression.
I don't know. I've got a funny feeling about this.
I'll be with you if you need me.
Welcome guests Ramsey and Barker.
Bad place you got here, Ace.
I told you so.
What's this?
Compliments of the Hadrian Spa and Hotel, sir.
Oh, these are nice. Oh, wow. Where did you find these?
I had them delivered from Zeta Reticuli. They're your favorite.
Hey, Ace, tell me, when is Wes getting here?
He should be arriving shortly.
Okay.
You'll love the amenities here.
Why is that?
Some would say they're to die for.
Behind this secret door, I've built a $100,000 escape room. Welcome back, guys. I've been working on this project for over a year with the folks over at Immersive Tech. It is my lifelong dream to have my very own escape room. I'm gonna be doing this with Wes, my best friend. We have no idea what to expect in terms of puzzles. We were not in on any of it. Okay, we're back. Tim, pretty cool. You can see the look on Chris's face. Really excited. He's pointing to the escape room behind him, $100,000. Talk to us about why you guys are doing this and where this could lead to.
Yeah, we blew his mind. And he's a very influential YouTuber. He's got over 6 million subscribers on YouTube. He's a magician, but he loves, he's
not a midget, he's a magician.
Yeah, loves puzzles and escapes, and he's very hands-on. So we built it in his warehouse. And part of the deal as well is we built a companion game. That game he resold at the end of the video and continues to resell. And we're doing a rev share on that with him. So it's substantial revenue given the size of community he has. So it's just evidence that we continue. The genesis of the company was building escape experiences, but in highly immersive fashion. So that was not a VR experience, but you can see how immersed they are in an environment that makes them literally look and feel like they're actually there on a space station. It also was a tie into our video, the Deep Signal game, space game in our uncontained unit, which was kind of cool. But then, yeah, I mean, he had very unique content. And then we had a chance with a very big YouTuber to do kind of a co-development deal, and we're making some really good revenue off it, and it was really fun with him.
And last but not least, so much going on here requires money to get this done, and that's funding. A healthy balance sheet is the lifeblood, especially of small cap companies where money isn't always accessible. For you guys, not only was it accessible, but you actually have a $3 million loan facility. You got a loan at the end of the day, debt financing, which is almost impossible to get in the small cap world because most companies don't have the ability to pay back. So it doesn't matter how much, Tim likes GeorgeCom VR, you're not going to loan me $3 million because you don't, unless I can prove to you that I can pay it back. So what's the signal there with Westdale, and in fact that and how far is that $3 million going to take you?
Yeah, it's a brilliant validation of what our business model is and where we're going. They had confidence in us, and they're a strategic partner. I mean, it's for us. It's brilliant because they themselves are a commercial developer. They operate some entertainment attraction kind of facilities. They've got malls. They're really interested in having containers in some of the locations that they have. So we'll see where, we'll kind of see where that goes. But I mean, it's non-dilutive as far as our investor community. That was non-dilutive, and accessing that, I think, was just great validation that we've got strategic partners like that say that your business model is moving in the right direction, and we're there to support you.
Yeah, and they may turn out to be a not just supporter financially, but a supporter on as a client, right?
Absolutely.
Because they own Tim. They own a lot of malls. They own a lot of malls, right? That's part of it. Amongst other things.
Commercial developments, malls, different. They're an operator as well, with some entertainment facilities. So yeah, they get it.
Tim, fantastic interview, man. Companies most small cap companies would be happy to have one or two of any of the I think we spoke about 5 or 6 different elements of the company. And most companies absolutely die to have one or two of any of, take your pick of any of those. And you've got all 6 of them. Final word to you for your shareholders and everybody at home, your loyal investors, and anybody who maybe is even new. What do you want to make sure that you tell them that they didn't already learn today?
I mean, I think what you're hearing here is the tip of the iceberg. You're hearing that we've got an unbelievable team. We've got access to partnerships that nobody else can really get because of our team, because of the traction that we already have, and we're an innovative bunch. We've done a lot with a little. We've got a lot more to come. We're appreciative of those that have jumped onto the company and joined the family thus far. Love to have more, and really look forward to coming back and updating you with more of these amazing press releases and announcements we put out.
Yeah, Tim, and I think you and I are going to be together a lot in 2022, because it sounds like you're now hitting your cadence where one by one things are going to start coming out, and I'm excited because I'm a big fan of Metaverse. I'm a big fan of the entire disruptive tech area, and you guys are disruptive. Congratulations! I can't wait to have you back on. But way to go, buddy.
Nice. Yeah, we really appreciate your support too.
To everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening to my podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, or your favorite podcast platform. To Tim Bieber, CEO of XR Immersive Tech, trades in Canada under the stock symbol VRAR. Now you really know why they got that stock symbol. For our friends in the US, FNTTF, and for our friends in Europe on Frankfurt under 79W. For those of you who want to do your due diligence, get to the company's profile page on Agoracom, because we know there are a lot of moving parts. We're talking about Metaverse, virtual reality, and not everybody has a grasp of these things. So we try to give you a good 1,000-foot overview of the company there, and some great videos that you got to watch. And then once you're done that, head over to the company's website. You can see it right over Tim there to do your deep dive due diligence. Guys, if you believe in the future of immersive experiences, the Metaverse, virtual reality, and all of that, then it behooves you to do your research on the company, do your due diligence. 12 months from now, don't say we didn't tell you so. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, this video is over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our channel and never missing another great Agoracom small cap video.